Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to be sowing these Mr. Fothergills. These are tomato red cherry. Let's get that out of the way. Red cherry, very sweet and early cropping. So January, April, August, June to October. Price code D. I can't remember how much these were. Oh, £2.40. It says on the back here, heavy crops of sweet, juicy cherry tomato, intermediate, needs support. Outdoors or greenhouse, excellent source of vitamin C and antioxidants. Well, I don't believe in antioxidants. Your body gets rid of all the crap without any help. For greenhouse crops, sow indoors, blah blah blah. So we'll be sowing some of those, quarter centimetre deep. I'm also going to be sowing some of these. These are, I've got these three with an order from Mr. Fothergills. These are about the same, blah blah blah. Say a quarter-inch deep, and these are so March to April. And then just to finish off, some of my favourite peppers, some jalapenos, which is spelt with a J. Always baffles me that. So February to April, always July to October. These are really good for freezing as well. I like to cut these up, freeze them in ice cubes, and I can add them to curries and things like that. So they're brilliant. So first of all, I'm using a peat-free compost. This is cocoa coir. I get it in blocks. What I do then is add water, let it sit, and it ends up like this. Basically, this is just shredded coconut husks. See that steam coming off my hands? If you can see that, that's the difference in temperature in here. It always amazed me that. What I'll do with this is just on my little potting up bench, I shall fill this like so. It acts just like peat. I find this. It holds a lot of moisture, but it doesn't get waterlogged. And I'm going to put it in little heater propagators on the top of my greenhouse, the top bench. So get in like so. And I give it a little tap down, just so you've got a nice level surface to work with. Just 3 blocks of wood, 2 screws. That's all it takes. And it just grab hold of it without of small pallets. It just makes things a lot easier. Right, rub my hands. Let's get to open these. I like to open these with scissors, and I can keep the packets. And if I've got plenty of seeds, don't sow them all either. For 50 plants. Well, obviously, with just being me, I don't want 50 plants, do I? So I should sow them all, and then if the neighbours want to, they can have some. I'm going to chuck them away. If you can see those nice light coloured seeds there, spot on. All I'll do with these is just sprinkle. I'm sowing 3 different varieties in here. I shall shoot a third each like so, and just get a little bit in between my hands and just like so. Just it breaks up and falls over it. Like that. That's it. And I get my name tag. We have, there we go, red cherry. Put that to one side. And we'll sow the plum ones now. There is in here, what does it say? 10 seeds. Not complaining. Freeze free. Don't cost me anything, so there we go. There's the 10 seeds there. A little bit bigger, because these are bigger. The plum ones are bigger than the cherry ones, obviously. So, and then just a little bit over the top, like so. And that is my plum tomatoes. And last but not least, get these out of the way. Go with these jalapeno chilies. This I find with the cocoa coir, if you water it well beforehand, all you've got to do then is just give it a little sprinkle. Give it a little sprinkle when. I suppose some, yeah, well, very similar to the tomato seeds in colour and size. Get that in there. Then cover it with some compost. What I'm going to do then is, it's nice and wet all that, I'm going to use this. This is I absolutely love this. Get the name tag in here, folks. My jalapenos. Just give it water. Just over the top. And then a little pat down. Not too hard, just gently. And there we have it. They're all ready to go in. So I'll take it over to the other side and show you where these are going to go. These are going to go up the top here, in here. So if you just see this, it's up like that. So I shall put it back there, get the lid on, make sure the vents are closed at night time, just to keep the moisture in. That's it. And there, nice and tucked away. So that's how to sow your tomatoes and chilies. If you've got any questions that I to ask, folks, if you like your videos, please subscribe. And as always, happy sowing, happy doing. Say bye, monkey. Bye, Paul. Bye, monkey. Thank you very much, everybody, and please keep safe. Thank you. Bye. Hey, gentlemen. Say hi, monkey. Hi, Paul. Today, we're going to be potting on these. It is the, let's have a look at the date, shall we, here. Oh, let's have a look on here. It is Sunday the 9th of April. This is part 2 of how to grow tomatoes from seed, tomatoes and chilies. Sorry about that, folks. As you can see, these are growing nicely now. These are being started off in cocoa coir. 2 types of tomatoes. That is plum alfresco, and then we have cherry. So they're the alfresco and they're the cherry, and then I have some chilies, which I can't remember. Jalapeno, I think these are. These are jalapeno chilies to the left here. So I'm going to be potting these on into 9cm pots, and they'll go under my lights. We'll see how we get on, shall we? So yeah, you can get these pots here, get them online. A lot of garden centres sell them on. Like your local garden centres will have plants delivered in these. They'll put them up into like 12-inch pots, and then they'll have these for sale. As long as you keep out the frost. I've had these about 4 years now, and I'm only starting to get a little bit of damage, and that's my fault for the damage there. So what I'm going to do with these is just get right, I've sorted these off from cocoa coir, but I found half a bag of peat-based compost, so I'll be using that to transplant these on into. What I'm going to be doing with these is it's in a flat knife. You don't need a sharp knife. Gently tease them out like so. That one there, that's a small one. Put that to one side because I've got plenty. What you want to do, make sure plenty of room in there. I'm going to plant these a little bit deeper than they were growing. Just one to one side. Plant these a little bit deeper. These will only be in this for a few weeks, and then I'll plant them into bigger pots. We should have some nice tomatoes this year, which I'm really looking forward to tasting, growing my own veg. I'm going to have half my back garden as well this year. I'm going to grow some veg in there, so I can't wait to get some spring onions planted, some cucumbers, some radishes, all that sort of thing. So yeah, like I said, I could put these up into cocoa coir because that's what they've been growing in. As you can see, they've been growing really well in that. But when you hold them, try not to hold them by the stem. You want to hold them by one of the bottom leaves. They're not the true leaves, they're the leaves that basically come in the seed packet. Leaves that they first use. Tap down like so. Plant another 2 of those. I'm only going to have probably 4 or 5 of each variety because you get a lot of tomatoes off one of these plants. Any more than that, and I'm just going to be snowed under with tomatoes. Thought about I'm going to pickle some, I'm going to cook some, make some into some sauces, put in some jars, preserve them. Do one more, and then we'll go on to the plum tomatoes then. So yeah, like I said, they grow really well in peat-free compost, cocoa coir. I'll start feeding these twice a week now, regular as clockwork, Wednesday and Sundays or Saturdays. But yeah, get those over to one side. But you can see the difference in size here. Look at the difference there between the cherry and the plum. Totally different size plants. Put that to one side. We'll get these under here. I'll get the 4 biggest ones out first. Here we go. Yeah, nice stems on them. Nice strong plants. I'll plant these a little bit deeper than they were in the tray. Hope everybody's keeping fine, by the way. We really enjoy growing my own veg this year. I had an allotment a few years ago, but I was never well enough to go and really look after it. So I thought I might as well do that. Grow some veg off my back garden, sacrifice some of my plants, flowers. Try and save a bit of money this year because the price of everything is going through the roof. So by doing this, you're going to save a lot of money. It's like a couple of pounds at most for a packet of seeds. I got these seeds this time from, these came free from Mr. Fothergill's. So they're the plum alfresco, these are tomato red cherry. These are £2.40 on those, but I think I got them cheaper than those on offer. And those were sent free, so they're 2 varieties that I'm growing. Right, so a couple more of these. And then we'll have 5 of each then. Hopefully, I've tried growing tomatoes before and I've ended up with blight, which isn't a nice thing to have on your tomatoes. End up all going to mush. Get them down there like so. So yeah, once you've got them all potted on like that, what we'll do then is just give them a quick water. And then they're going to go on the top shelf of my greenhouse. You're alright with them in greenhouses at the moment. And if I go put these out, I'll put these out after the last frost has gone. I'll harden them off for a few weeks first. A bit more on there. Harden them off for a few weeks first and then plant them out. So yeah, they can go on the top shelf of my greenhouse over here. Put them in a tray and I'll stick them at the back there, along with my cottage garden flowers. So yeah, that's how to pot on your tomatoes when growing from seed. If you've got any questions about anything growing in my greenhouse, please don't hesitate to ask, folks. If you like my videos, please subscribe. And as always, happy sowing, happy growing. Thank you for watching, everybody, and please keep safe. Thank you. Bye.